Questions persist in the death of Nolan Wells.
18-year-old Nolan Wells' body was found after a trip with friends on July 4th to Horn Island, Mississippi, under questionable circumstances.
It's not adding up.
The first autopsy was performed by the Mississippi State Medical Examiner on July 7th, but has yet to release the results, awaiting the toxicology report. A second autopsy was arranged by the family and attorney Crump and paid for by former NFL player Colin Kaepernick. Crump said it would determine if Wells had any physical injuries to his body beyond drowning, and today we will finally know the cause of death of Nolan Wells, because the results is out.
Never stop saying his name.
Cause of death undetermined, pending investigation. The manner of death undetermined, pending investigation. Date of death unknown. Focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head. The anterior inner neck structures were absent, not received with the body. A 12 by 8 inch focal area of red discoloration in the deep soft tissues overlaying the occipital bone, to be highlighted in this preliminary report for further investigation. It is important to reiterate that the finding could not have been observed in the first autopsy because the posterior head and neck dissection were not performed. Another limitation faced by this forensic pathologist was the absence of the anterior internal neck structures. The trachea and the laryngeal cartilage, the thyroid horn, and the hyoid bone were not received with the body. It is assumed that the initial pathologist retained these structures for additional evaluation. He said the retention of the anterior neck structures during an initial autopsy is a common forensic pathology practice. Nevertheless, a posterior neck dissection performed without review of the anterior neck structures is incomplete. Therefore, this pathologist cannot rule out injury to the neck as a contributor or a cause of death. Because the initial autopsy rightfully removed and dissected each organ, there are additional limitations inherent in the second autopsy of Nolan Wells. The most significant of the limitations was the inability to directly observe the airway and the lungs for water, and directly observe the stomach for gastric contents. In addition, the original toxicology results have not been received at the time of this report. And lastly, in cases where a death has occurred in or around a body of water with suspicion of drowning, it is important to confirm how that person entered the water. This information is especially important for those deaths of persons who can swim. He did not know whether he was conscious or unconscious when he entered the water. He said, definitive circumstances of death are required to determine the manner of death. For these reasons, this pathologist cannot rule out if any intervening non-accidental factors contributed to or caused the death of Nolan Wells. Understand, he's saying based on the examination of the body, he cannot rule out foul play. That is significant. Justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells.